CNEU Rock Radio. Unsigned and worldwide.
Yeah, you have to, because you start being addicted to some of those fans that because it's going to give them something to talk about down the road, and if they can talk about you guys and get that extra fan for you, and then that next fan's going to get that fan, and that's what's going to build you and get you where you need to be. So I mean, letting some of those stupid people do the stupid stuff, it's fine. You know what I would do if I was you? If they like to grab your junk. Get a really big...
it's only happened a couple of times. It isn't like an Elvis problem.
Well, what you could do is get one of those real big dildos, the rubber ones, stick it in your pants, make it look like you got a 13-incher sitting there.
Pull it out and hand it to them. There you go.
Once they grab it, you can pull it out of your drawer, slap them in the face a couple times with it, and give it to them. Make them feel real violated. I mean, they're violating you. Why not violate them? Here's a cock smack. There you go. Are you happy now?
I ain't scared. I mean, I don't know. I don't do too well in porn shops. I always feel so awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to go in and buy one, but...
You'll see
I could have my drummer give me a sock or something.
You'll see it on Fox News today. Local band slaps girl with dildo.
Sounds like a Marilyn Manson show.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Now, have you ever cried while listening to music? And if so, what were you listening to?
Oh my gosh, I have, dude. I am whenever music plays and it's something I like I will. I mean, I get goosebumps from music every other day, and it might be a song I've been listening to over and over and over. But yeah, I'm really sensitive to music. I mean, like if I relate with something too much, man. And especially when you're going through a harder time in life, too, you can hear something that it's easier for you to break down on. But I mean, like, I can't think of any specific songs really
right.
that happened with.
Can't think of any specific song. I think you're lying. I really do. I just don't think you want to tell people that you love Whitney Houston. I think that's the problem. I think that...
I'm trying to go through my head. Like,
all right, share.
Dang.
Am I throwing too much oddball stuff at you?
I just can't even think. I mean, dude, okay, I mean, like Elvis songs have made me cry, like... There's been, I've been in church and heard a song that made me cry as much as I feel weird in churches. I've listened to rap songs that just hit. Like, dude, have you ever listened to Machine Gun Kelly? Dude, he's as real as it gets, and a lot of the stuff he talks about sounds like a lot of trials that we've been through in our band and stuff like that. I don't know, man.
I've just never...
You may as well bring a tear to my eye. I'm a complete pansy on that end.
I've never got into any type of hip-hop or rap.
Yeah, my bandmates freaking hate it.
Yeah, I've never been too fond of it.
That's kind of where I learned to scream fast, though. If I didn't listen to hip-hop, I wouldn't be able to scream and do the fast screams the way I do. That, and I used to listen to a lot of old-school Mudvayne, too.
Right.
So, he used to do a lot of fast stuff back on, LD50. So, I mean, I don't know. I listen to all types of music, I listen to Elvis all the time. I really like Parkway Drive. And, I like some just good chill music, too. I like some Pearl Jam. I listen to Wiz Khalifa. I don't care, man. I listen to all types of genres. I listen to some 80s hair metal all day.
Yeah, I love a lot of stuff, dude. So we have several listeners tuned in, and we did get a text. And some girl wants to know where you guys are going to be playing next around the Texas area. She wants you to smack her with a dildo, man. Swear to God. Swear to God.
It sucks we just left Texas. We were just over in Denton, Texas. We're going to go back through, though. We've got connections in Amarillo. We've played a few shows there. We were supposed to be in Amarillo on the 23rd, but give us a few months and we'll come back down to Texas again. Since we just went through the South, we've got to do a few tours around the other areas. But I'm thinking maybe in December or something like that, we might make it back over to Texas.
That's awesome, man. Now, I don't want to know the name of the venue, but I want to know about the worst place you guys have ever played a show at and why.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I don't want to know the venue. That's all. I don't want to know the venue.
Yeah, we don't want to blast them or anything.
Nope. No.
Geez. Hey, Josh, what was the worst venue we've ever played? What was the worst venue we've ever played? Ever.
That one place in Louisiana, and one going venues outside the church.
Worst. There's so many bad ones.
The worst one. The worst one.
We've played some rinky-dink little places that we pull up on. There was this one that we played, and it was rough. There wasn't anyone there. The stage was the size of a chair, and like our drummer's kit barely fit up there.
Right.
And everyone's just rude, and just, I don't know. There's been some pretty whack shows. I've kind of got my whack show radar on these days. That's a pretty good name for it, my whack show radar. I make sure, like, I try to scope stuff out. See, because a venue can look crappy, but it can be a great venue. I learned really quick not to judge a venue by the cover, because we've pulled up at places. First band there, we're on tour. We're like, are you sure this is it? This looks like a shack. And it is a shack, but then at the end of the night, they'll have a good sound system, great staff, and the place will pack out. But
we got a couple places like that around here. Again, no names.
Right, and the exact same thing can go for a big venue too. I've went up in big venues, man.
And they're dead.
Big venue in
There's 20.
I'll just say it's in Kansas City, and we played there a few times. Every time we go there, it is the most goofiest show. I'm like, how are you doing this? How are we even doing this show? The promotion's horrible, the staff is horrible, like somebody don't even know how to run sound, and I'm like, this is the nicest stage with the nicest stage equipment, and it sounds horrible. So it really just depends on humans.
Yeah, it does. It does. You get a lot better service out of the smaller places because they want you to come back. So they're going to be more personal with you. They're going to be nicer with you. The bigger places, they don't give a shit. All they care about is their overhead and how much money they can make. So if it's a big place and it's supposed to be this big show and you got 30 people standing there in front of the stage, they're going to be going out of their minds. But you got these small venues that you got, say, 30 people in front of the stage, it looks like it's slammed, And normally the crowds are better at the smaller venues than the big ones, unless you're at like some big mayhem or something like that. Then everybody's just nuts and tripping on every drug possible.
I've got $35 each. I've got 15 of them. Then there's another 11 by 17.
So, in a perfect world, how many albums do you think you guys would need to sell to be happy?
How many do we need to sell so I'm happy?
Yeah.
That's, I don't know, man. I don't want to sound greedy or anything, but who doesn't want to go gold? I tell you what, I'd be happy if we sold 50,000 albums, though. That would be just an over accomplishment for where we're at right now. But the thing about selling albums is just it's so weird these days, like, because everyone I talk to, so many people have our album and they didn't buy it, because that's the thing these days, is music goes out just as quick as it comes in. And I think that I think that selling albums is actually a strategic a strategic battle. You know, we were talking about record companies, record labels earlier, and I mean, like, that's pretty much what a good record label should be focused on, is figuring out how to sell the albums. And
you want to tell you what,
the main thing artists make money off of now, and labels, is the shows. You know, going out there and playing shows is really the best way to get income, I think, as a band. Like, we've sat at home and tried to sell our merch and CDs offline all day long, but whenever you get out on the road, you know, that's whenever you start reaching out and networking with a lot more people and stuff.
Well, whenever you're out on the road too, your merch becomes easier to sell than sitting at home and trying to do it. You know, honestly, I think bands should give their music away.
Do what?
I think bands should give, you know, part of their music away. Like, you know, if they have an album.
Yeah, I agree with that too. We actually just did that with God's Unwanted Children too, and I was really stoked to be able to do it. We never was able to do that while we were on Rottweiler Records.
Right.
And as soon as the first move we made after we stepped away from them is we gave that song away for 2 or 3 weeks. And then, of course, we're working with Polania Fairvision, and they're great guys. But he wanted us to only put it out for free for a limited time because he's going to put it on iTunes and stuff. But yeah, we try to give our music away every chance we can. Sometimes you're limited by companies or contracts and stuff like that. But whenever a band or a label, you know, can do that. I actually suggest that to every single local band. If they're like, what do you think I should do? I'm like, give your music away. Hand it down. Don't act like you want nothing for it.
Well, if they were smart, you know, pretty much a band is a business. You know, a lot of people look at it, oh, yeah, this is my band. We go out, we jam, you know. And then I hear people say, even if a show is slow, they're like, yeah, this is just an overrated band practice. You know, when you're out there talking, like that, you're going to lose that fan because they're thinking, okay, well, they're just coming out here and doing their routine, and then they're getting up and getting the fuck out, you know. So whenever stuff like that happens, you lose fans, and then you wonder why you're only playing for the other bands, and you're not getting the attention of that one fan every time that you play. You know, because most bands have played 30, 40 shows, and once you get into 30, 40 shows, and you say you're picking up one fan per show, you shouldn't have no problem having a good following within 2 to 3 years. I mean, it takes time to build yourself.
Yeah, it does. You know, we worked really, really hard for years just doing the beginning, bottom of the barrel stuff, you know, opening shows, you know, and the times change. You have to pay attention to how the industry has changed, and so many people get set on these old ways that you don't keep up with what everyone's doing, and then, you know, you're going to be left in the dirt. And you know, like, one thing about the scene these days is, you know, we were talking about earlier about people being nice and, you know, a band doing that kind of stuff. Like, back in the day, rock star attitudes was cool, you know, and like especially in the 80s and the 90s, like the whole like you know, jerk rock star, you know, barely even talk to anyone kind of thing. That rode pretty hard, and everyone kind of looked up to it, and it was kind of a mystery. But as rock and roll has kind of diminished, and it's not the leading industry whatsoever, you know, rock stars are either mainstream, you know, Nickelback sound and stuff, or they're someone that's just been put together by the industry, you know, something like Avenged Sevenfold, which I absolutely love Avenged Sevenfold songs, but, you know, it's the industry sometimes just forms these bands, and it's just pretty much like a formula they've learned of what they need to sell to the people. And I don't know, I think it's really cool. There's becoming a lot more unity in all around. I'm seeing huge bands come out and they just hang out with their fans for a little while. So that's something that used to not happen.
No, I think that's the best way to do it, because then you keep your fans, and they're not like, you know, if you're walking the stage and they say hi to you and you just, you know, keep going, you know, now you're going to lose those fans.
Right.
Now, what do you guys have planned for the future?
Plan for what?
The future.
What we're going to do is go in the studio next month. We're going to record these 5 songs. They're the last ones for the album. We're going to do a little bit of pre-touring before the album drops. We'll probably play some of the songs live. We've already been playing some of the newer songs live on this tour.
Right.
And we're going to have another video going to be dropping for God's Unwanted Children, the official video. Right now you can check out the lyric video online, but the official video it's just going to be sick, man. It was really cool filming it. Blondie Paravision did a really great job. Right. He flew to our hometown. Their office is based out of Hollywood, and he brought all this crazy gear. And it was one of the coolest video shoots I've ever been a part of. That should be dropping sometime in the next month, and then we'll probably drop another single right before the album. I'm thinking the album's going to drop in winter, is what we're planning on.
Now, you guys are going to get that album to us before anybody else, right?
Oh, we will, man. We'll send it straight to you. Yeah, dude. We're actually we might even do like a. We're wanting to try to preview the album a few times before we actually drop it, maybe a day or two before, because we're looking forward to just letting everyone check out what we're doing.
Hey,
with
man,
these new songs. We're changing it all up. We're keeping our roots. Because we didn't write for like a year and a half, and then when we sat down after doing a bunch of touring and stuff, and just all this material just started flowing out, and we were just like, oh wow.
No, we can do a special. If you can get the album to us before anybody else gets it, we can set up a special.
Sounds good, man.
Now, I got a couple more questions for you before I start putting you to sleep and boring you. I feel like we're having a good time. I don't know about you. And then again, folks.
Oh, yeah, it's been a great interview.
And then again, folks, if you want to text this gentleman here about his ball-grabbing, dildo-slappingness that we're going to get him going in, it's 978-391-9642. Now, some of these questions
we're done. I'm down to answer whatever. We get a lot of questions on Facebook, and they usually don't hit us up on the podcast, though. I think a lot of them see it after the podcast has been live.
Yeah, because we re-air stuff and stuff like that, so the viewers and listeners and everything else changes, and then we make video formats and stuff and all types of things. But I got a couple more questions for you, and then we're gonna head out of here and get off the phone. But what I want to know is who are your musical and non-musical influences? Wow, I think that a person, their influences go all the way back to whenever they first started listening. I remember my first cassette tape was Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. So, and I don't listen to that today, but for some reason I bet you that's somewhere deep inside there. I like to, like I said earlier, I was talking about Parkway Drive. I really get a lot of influence from Winston McCall. He is just a beast as far as on stage and his vocals, and then his lyrics are out of this world. Anyone that's ever lived on this earth can relate to him. And right.
And but non-influences. What's the music I can't stand? I like a lot of music. Really not big on that D. Antwoord.
The who?
Die Antwoord. I see their art. Maybe it's because my ex-wife liked them so much. Maybe that's why I don't like them.
No idea who they are.
I'm not into psychobilly. How about that? I like rockabilly.
Yeah,
like Reverend Horton Heat and stuff like that. I guess is that psychobilly? I don't know. Whenever I was a kid, I never really got into that kind of stuff.
Now, if you had something to change over again in your life, what would it be?
Well, that's a tricky question because, most people will say, like, oh, I couldn't change anything. Everything is who we are, I don't know, like, some of my worst decisions have led to the best moments of my future. But I don't know. I'd say that back in the day, I probably had sex with too many people. Broke a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
I try not to do that. Well, I mean, I don't do that anymore, but yeah, like I mean, whenever I was talking about that band we used to be in, man, I pretty much had an addiction to sex, and we did a lot of drugs. So I don't do nothing like that anymore. But and at the same time, like I said, it's hard to say because it's not that I regret that. I know that was a bad lifestyle. I don't think anybody should go through that. But at the same time, since I went through that and since I've overcome that stuff, I'm able to be able to relate with people that are going through it that want out, and at the same time not be over convicting and make them feel like less of a person, because sometimes somebody just wants someone that can listen and understand. So it's not that I regret that stuff, but I mean, it was really stupid moments in my life. There was times I almost died and stuff like that. So it's nothing to be proud of, but it's life. It's what we do. It's what we do while we're here. And I mean, I don't know. That'd probably be one of my regrets.
Now, what do you think your claim to fame in this music world is?
Well, I don't really want to be famous. I would tell my fans to, instead of standing behind me or taking pictures of me, stand next to me. Put down your phone and come hang out. But as far as if there's something I'd want to be known by, it would be changing the world for God, because I think everyone has been misunderstood, and I think they have the whole thing all wrong. I think that I may have it wrong too, but the thing is it seems like we're so blind to corruption, even in our government, even in our churches, and everyone doesn't even want to call it out. They just want to sit there and ride the easy train. And, I feel like there's a crazy message on my heart right now. And we're writing another thing, if we're going to be known for anything, it'd be to change music, put out some stuff that, we pretty much take everything we know, everything we've been, like you were talking about influences earlier. I mean, I'm even influenced by blues and, like I was saying, Elvis and stuff like that. So we've found ourselves writing a pretty crazy twist of songs here, and so I mean, it's usually black and white. People either like it or they don't like it. But the ones that like it seem to. If you get what we're about, then you really get it.
Right on, brother. Now, I want you to describe your show visually, musically. Tell us where your next ones are going to be there, or tell us where your next ones are, and why we all should be there.
What our shows are like? We're pretty crazy on stage. Like we aren't trying to hang from any rafters like I see some of these kids doing, but man, we really bring the heat, man. We don't mess around. We try to bring what we do on the album straight up on the stage, and we throw down no matter what. It don't matter if there's a crowd of people that's never seen us before and they don't know what to do, and they're just standing there staring at us, or if there's a room full of people jumping up and down going crazy. We usually have a tendency of getting the crowd moving before our last song, even if we're the first band.
Right.
I kind of pride myself in that. I know it's not trying to be prideful, but yeah, we always, every show, like if we're first, say we opened up for Static X not too long ago, or Wayne Static, and there was a bunch of people there, and most of them hadn't seen us, and they were just kind of looking at us, and we just brought the heat, man. We just threw down, and by the end of it, the whole place was really warmed up for the show.
Now, we're running out of time here, brother. I just want you to, let people...
our next shows. Sorry. We will be back through the Midwest in October. We'll be going through some Shreveport, Memphis. We'll be posting all of them, and then in November we'll be probably going up to Michigan, maybe Colorado, and we will be headed over to California in December. So, for anyone listening and wants to check us out, just follow us on Facebook or something.
Right on, man. Now, where can everybody find your music and everything else?
You can find us all over the place. We're on Spotify. We're on we're on YouTube. We've got a lot. We're the Order of Elijah. So if you can't find us, then you're not doing it right.
All right, man.
But we are on. I mean, you can get us on SoundCloud. You can go watch our lyric videos. Go check out our lyric videos. We have some sick lyric videos. We've got an official video. It's got about 73,000 views or something.
Right.
It's done pretty good for us. And we got a new video coming up for God's Unwanted Children, and it smashes our last one. It is so sick. I'm so excited to release this video. It's like having a good hand. You're sitting at the poker chair, like, oh my gosh, I just want to lay down. But we'll show you our cards here pretty soon and let you guys see what we're cooking up.
Awesome. Now we're gonna give you guys a taste of. This is a song off your new album called Dethrone, right?
Yeah, that was our 2013 album. It came out last July, and you're probably about to play the single off of that.
Yes. All right, so I'm on the wrong album, but...
Oh, no, that's the right album.
Oh, it is?
Right album. Our 2014 album is on, think in winter. We'll probably have it out in winter.
Right. So it's taking a little bit... Oh, all right. So that's when you're going to have out in winter.
Yep. Yeah, War at Heart, that's what it'll be called. It'll be out this winter. We'll be announcing a release date whenever the video for God's Unwanted Children drops. So everything will... some stuff will be revealed then.
There's so much great stuff going on with you guys. I'm just getting confused and lost in all the great moments that you guys are about to get ready to have, and that you're still having at this time.
To you, man. I was like, man, I just hit this guy up.
All right, we do got to run here, man. It was great having you on. We're gonna kick out of here, and we're gonna play this song here.
New Line of Defense.
New Line of Defense. Oh, there's actually two of them here.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm looking at. That's up on this noise trade. Well, we're going to hit... Which one do you want me to play? Dethrone or New Line of Defense?
Dethrone's the album. I think they have a preview for all the songs. Play New Line of Defense. That's the... You can go check out that video on YouTube, and... even if you don't speak our language, there's like Portuguese translations and Spanish translations of that same video. So go check out this video.
It's very nice, dude. All right, brother. We'll catch you later. And we're going to go right in here to New Line of Defense with The Order of Elijah.